Once upon a time, in the northernmost reaches of Europe, where endless forests stretch toward the horizon and lakes shimmer like 1,000 mirrors, there lay a land called Suomi, known to the world as Finland. This was a place of quiet resilience, of stark beauty, and of people who have danced with the rhythms of nature for thousands of years. The dawn of Finland. Long before borders were drawn and nations were named, the ancestors of the Finns roamed the icy expanses that would one day become their homeland. The Sami people, the indigenous inhabitants of these northern lands, hunted reindeer and fished in crystal clear waters, living in harmony with the harsh Arctic environment. To this day, the Sami culture and language survive, a reminder of Finland's ancient roots. By the Iron Age, other groups had settled in Finland, bringing with them tools, weapons, and a burgeoning sense of identity. The Finnish language, part of the Uralic family, stood apart from the Germanic, Slavic, and Romance tongues of Europe. It was a melodic and mysterious language, tied to the myths and oral traditions of its people. Swedish rule and the seeds of unity. In the 12th century, Finland's story took a dramatic turn. The Swedish crown, seeking to expand its influence in the Baltic region, began to incorporate Finland into its realm. For the next 600 years, Finland would be ruled by Sweden, and during this time, many defining elements of Finnish culture began to take shape. The Swedish period was marked by wars and the spread of Christianity. Finnish folklore, however, remained alive and well, woven into the fabric of everyday life. Epic tales like those later captured in the Kalevala, Finland's national epic, were sung around fires, preserving the spirit of an independent people. Despite the dominance of Swedish language and customs, the Finnish people held on to their identity. They tilled their fields under the endless summer sun and braved the winters, where darkness stretched for months. They built saunas, sacred spaces of purification and relaxation, and cherished the bond between humanity and nature. A shift to Russian rule. In 1809, the winds of change swept across Europe, and Finland's fate was again rewritten. Sweden lost Finland to the Russian Empire during the Napoleonic Wars. But this new era was not entirely bleak. Finland was made an autonomous Grand Duchy within the empire, and for the first time, Finns were allowed a degree of self-governance. Under Russian rule, Finnish culture began to flourish. Helsinki, a modest town, was transformed into Finland's grand new capital, with neoclassical buildings rising to rival the cities of Europe. Finnish national identity grew stronger, fueled by a cultural awakening that celebrated the language, traditions, and stories of the land. The birth of independence. The early 20th century was a time of upheaval and revolution, and Finland was no exception. As the Russian Empire crumbled in the chaos of World War I and the Bolshevik Revolution, Finland seized the moment. On December 6, 1917, Finland declared its independence, stepping boldly into the modern era. But freedom came with challenges. A bitter civil war followed, dividing the young nation between the Reds, inspired by socialist ideals, and the Whites, who supported a conservative government. The Whites ultimately prevailed, but the scars of the conflict lingered. Winter of Heroes, the Second World War. The 20th century tested Finland's mettle as no time before. During World War II, the tiny nation found itself caught between two giants, Nazi Germany and the Soviet Union. The Winter War of 1939 to 1940 was a moment of astonishing resilience. Outnumbered and outgunned, Finnish soldiers, known as sisu, a term that embodies stoic determination and grit, fought off the Soviet invasion in freezing temperatures. Though Finland lost some territory, it retained its sovereignty, a remarkable feat. In the post-war period, Finland carefully navigated a path of neutrality, balancing relationships with both East and West during the Cold War. Independent nation. The latter half of the 20th century saw Finland transform into one of the world's most prosperous and progressive nations. From its humble agrarian roots, it became a leader in technology, education, and innovation. Companies like Nokia put Finland on the global map, while its egalitarian society and world-class schools became the envy of nations. Through all this change, the Finnish people never lost their connection to nature. Their forests are not just trees, they are sacred spaces, filled with berries, mushrooms, and quiet refuge. Their lakes are not just water, they are life itself. The sauna remains central to Finnish life, a place for contemplation, bonding, and renewal. The cultural soul of Finland, at the heart of Finnish culture, is a love of simplicity and authenticity. The Finnish people are known for their quiet demeanor, their love of solitude, and their deep respect for honesty and fairness. They value community, yet cherish their independence, a reflection of their history. The Kalevala continues to inspire, as does the hauntingly beautiful music of Sibelius, whose compositions capture the essence of the Finnish landscape. Modern Finnish design, epitomized by brands like Marimekko and Alvar Aalto's architecture, blends functionality with natural beauty. Finns celebrate the changing seasons with gusto. Midsummer festivals light up the endless days of summer, while winter brings the magic of the northern lights and cozy evenings by the fire. Sports like ice hockey and cross-country skiing are national passions, embodying the resilience and energy of the Finnish spirit. The Finland of today. Today, Finland stands as a beacon of sustainability, equality, and innovation. It consistently ranks as one of the happiest countries in the world, thanks to its strong social safety net, excellent education system, and deep connection to nature. Yet, Finland remains humble, a country that values silence as much as speech, stillness as much as action. It is a place where ancient traditions and modern ideals coexist, where the past is honored even as the future is embraced. And so the story of Finland continues, written in the icy winds of the Arctic, the whisper of birch trees, and the steadfast hearts of its people. It is a story of resilience, beauty, and the unyielding power of sisu,